So my friend and I were having lunch the other day, and we started talking about what it would be like if I, Christine Pavlina, professional psychic medium, ever went back to the corporate world. And the discussion became so funny and so entertaining that I decided to make a YouTube video out of it. So Dean, this video is for you. Number one, suppose your grandmother just passed. You're sitting in your cube crying after coming back from your bereavement leave and saying, I can't believe she's gone. I walk into your cube and say, she's not gone, she's right here. Do you want to talk to her? I can hear her. So with me around the office, your deceased loved ones are always around. Number two, suppose Sally in accounting is pregnant. And she doesn't want to know what the gender is. She wants it to be one big surprise for everybody. So she has a luncheon, and she's sitting there opening all her presents, and they're all yellow clothes because nobody knows what gender the baby is. Then she opens up my present, and it's all blue clothes. And then she yells at me because she knows I did a psychic read on the baby's gender. So she's like, Christine! Whoopsie. Cat's out of the bag. See how much fun psychic abilities can be? You can mess with people. Number three, water cooler discussions turn into readings. If Lisa tells me about the date she had on Friday night and how awesome it is, I'm able to tell her that it's going to end in 3 weeks and not to waste her time. If I don't see any soul's growth or her learning any lessons from this guy, I can save her some serious time with my little 3-minute water cooler discussion. Not a bad person to have around the office, huh? Number four, I can gauge my boss's mood. So I know exactly what day to ask for a raise or time off. Because we're all human and we all have moods and emotions. So I can get in there at just the right moment when I can do a read on him and see that he's like feeling open-minded and happy and jovial that day. And ready to sign off on that PTO or that raise. Number five, I can do a read on people's life purpose. Now this is where the HR department comes in and yells at me. I can walk up to the receptionist and say, you know, I'm actually getting you'd be an amazing personal injury attorney. Not all personal injury attorneys are slimy, by the way. There's a lot of really good ones out there. I could have used one personally when I slipped and fell. A personal injury attorney gives a voice to the little guy. They go up against the big corporations and fight for the little guy who isn't familiar with law or their own personal rights or anything when their accident is legitimate, obviously. So suppose I do a read for the receptionist and I say, I'm getting that you'd be a fantastic personal injury attorney. I can counsel all the people on what they should be doing instead. Yay! See how fantastic I am for HR. Number six, practical jokes. Now, I was the class clown in high school, so my coworkers and I would play practical jokes on each other and mess with each other a lot. They would actually join forces against me and get me back tenfold, which was unfortunate. But practical jokes, I know when you're playing a practical joke on me because I can do a read. So the fun part is I can actually turn the practical joke around on you without you knowing. I can pretend like I'm freaking out and say, oh my God, I can't believe this is really happening. I just called the police, they're on their way. And so then everybody's like, oh, you know, we're in trouble now. Because I think, isn't it like a felony to have like a fake 911 call or something like that? See? I can turn this around on everybody. Don't ever play a practical joke on an intuitive. That's a bad idea. Now, I can also advise people about trips. Suppose Fred comes up to me and says, you know, oh, I'm so excited, I'm going to Vegas this weekend. I can do a read on your trip and say, that's probably a bad idea. If I see, you know, him having a horrible time, whatever, maybe he and his wife get into a fight, they hit a lot of traffic, everything just kind of sucks, and it turns into a big waste of money for him, I can sit there and be like, don't go to Vegas this weekend, go some other time. Trust me on this one. See how much fun this is? Number eight, what if I were the boss? Right? What if I were the boss? Somebody calls in sick, and while I'm on the phone with them, I see the Burke Williams Spa logo. That's a clairvoyant message that they're not really sick. They're just trying to get out of work that day. So, see, I could be the psychic boss. See how much fun it would be to work for me? All right, and last but not least, meetings. I mean, is there anything better than having a psychic medium in a meeting? while we're sitting there brainstorming about various marketing strategies, I can sit there and do a read on the campaign and say whether or not it's going to perform well. And I can tell you whether or not it's going to make the brand manager happy as far as campaign performance. And another thing I can say, oh, by the way, Sally, your deceased father is here and he's saying that he hates your new boyfriend. Right? So I can spruce up any meeting with psychic messages, mediumistic messages, never a dull moment. I'll even show up with donuts, right, for this meeting. So everybody's on a sugar high, they're getting red. I'm telling you, I am an asset for any company. And I created this video because I was bored. So I hope you enjoyed it. Say it with me. In the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.